All right, perfect. All right, take that by both handles. All right, everybody kind of look at that screen if you can see it. You guys see me in
you're
there?
like a little stick person.
So I'm a stick person, just like Travis is trying to show me on his phone.
Can you see it? Those are what you like, huh?
I figured that this way you guys
She
can
likes
trade
that
off.
one.
All right, so back to this. This is a depth perception camera. You guys obviously see me in there.
Yeah,
I'm going to point out one thing about my face on there. You guys should see 3 points from my face. Am I correct?
Yes.
The reason why is because I had 2 eyes and a nose. That's the depth of my face. My nose is in front, my eyes are behind. So whenever I'm looking for an anomalous figure on there, I'm always looking for those 3 points first. If it doesn't have it, I usually move on. Now, when you two are looking through this and you see another stick figure there that doesn't make any sense, ask that stick figure to do something. Raise your right hand, lift your left leg, be specific. Those are the stamps of approval that I look for out of that camera. It will pick up on everything in front of something else. So that sign is in front of the car behind it. Behind me, there's a scooter in front of the building. It's going to probably put a stick figure on every little thing. I do have the sensitivity turned way down, but it's still going to pick up on quite a bit. I use this camera mainly for debunking purposes, but it's still fun to watch and to kind of figure things out. Anything with leaves, just so you guys know, is not your friend. All leaves are in front of another leaf. It's not a hangman hanging, if you get my point. A lot of people like to think that. See, she's already got something. See?
Yeah, so that, just on the bike. So that's what he's saying is like, that kind of stuff you have to be careful, and that's when we'll ask it like questions to do something if we see it.
Do something specific,
so,
look at height references, that kind of thing. There's a lot that goes into that. So obviously you know how to use an iPad, so go ahead and hit that red button and you're going to stop the recording. So I'll give all the cameras a cue for starts and stops.
Oh, it's because our gloves
are on, yep. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I can take mine off. And
That's a little bit better. I was going to say, welcome to a parking lot with a smelly dumpster in the corner. So whenever that happens, because it happened several times last night, you need the flare one, and then it'll boot right back up for you. It just takes about a minute or two. All right, so this place used to be something relevant to the history of Charleston. How this one's going to work is I'm going to give you the history, and we're going to spread out, staying away from the, what do we got, 3 cars in here. Nobody go near the cars when we spread out. I'll do a few round robins with y'all, take a few notes, and bring us back to show you the answers. Which leads me to the next part. I will not be giving you questions here like what color was George Washington's white horse. You will get the answers from your spirit boxes. So just kind of keep that in mind. I will give you impromptu questions that you can use, but if you go rogue, there are rules to that. We'll get to that in a minute. Just because of this specific location on what it actually is. This used to be the Charles and Eliza Pinckney Mansion. Their mansion sat in the front of the space facing East Bay Street. Eliza's garden was lined up with Five Church Restaurant and went all the way across. And in the back of the space were the servant and slave quarters. That's the layout of the land. Who the hell were these people? Charles and Eliza had a son named Charles. They had a nephew named Charles. That's 3 Chucks, in case you weren't paying attention. That's why we look for secondary clues. I need to know if Travis hears Charles, 4.8, perfect. If he hears the name Charles, I need to know which one it is so I know how to address them. They'd be all 3 different men. 27. Wow, we need to stop and take a look at that. 27, yep. By the way, the little blinky light device that I put away earlier, it only goes to 25. So we would have missed out on that 27. So it's a 4.7 and then a 27?
4.8.
4.8, thank you. So, back to the Charleses. The son and the nephew were signers of the Constitution for South Carolina. Big deal for us, but I hate politics more than Adeline. So in the event that, something comes up, if I have to bring that up every single night, because if I don't, the gentleman would do it for me in a nasty manner, coming out of a spirit box using their own voices, not radio chatter. I've seen it a couple of times already in the past 5 years I've been doing it. Anyway, moving on. We're going to talk about Eliza instead. Eliza has a better history anyway. Eliza married Charles at a young age according to today's standards. I say it's
me on video. Say something.
is anyone here with us right now? Is this Eliza? Eliza, what happened to your mansion?
Eliza, how did you die? Move a leg. Move a leg, Elijah.
Eliza, how old were you when you died?
33?
38? Eliza, can you say that again? We couldn't hear. How old were you when you died?
He said nice.
Nice. Eliza, do you know what happened to your mansion?
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Eliza, can you show up for us? Adeline here has a camera. We were wondering if you could show yourself. Maybe point it over here a little bit. See if you can.
I keep seeing him on this.
Well, I think that might be the stick, because remember those will show up too. On it.
Elijah, can you please show up?
Eliza, how did you die? Eliza, how old were you when you died?
38.
Is it 38?
Yes.
Is that what it said? 38. What was that, Eliza? Do you miss your home?
I'm scared.
Is there one of the Charleses here with us as well? Which Charles is this? I heard what? Are you Charles the son?
Charles' dad?
Is this Charles?
I'm scared.
Honey, there's nothing to be scared of.
I'm scared.
Well, where do you want to go?
Bye-bye.
Eliza, is there anything of Adeline to be scared of? Eliza, is there anything else you can tell us just to verify it's you?
I like this.
Eliza, how did you
How are we doing on your end?
He's 38. When he
I
died.
don't know. We're getting some numbers. We heard nice.
Okay.
38.
And there's a bunch of stuff coming through, but I just can't make it out. Or like people can hear stuff, and I don't know if that's anything or just.
It's anything, especially with this one, I want you to tell me what you hear, just because it's about 75% accurate. It doesn't give you as much as the other two that I handed out. So, with you guys hearing the number 38, that rings a bell to me for some reason. I just can't
Okay.
put my finger on what it actually means just yet.
We heard that twice.
Then the word nice, right?
Uh-huh.
Anything else coming out of there?
Not that I can like exactly make out. You can hear talking, I just can't make out
So
exactly.
even when you're not like paying attention to the camera, use this handle so that way when you're recording it, we're not looking at a sideways video. So
Oh,
you
yeah,
can just
there.
hold it by the top one if you want. That way, there you go. So that way, even if you hold it at your side, we're still going to have a straight video later on.
Do you want to try this and Mommy can do that? No, you don't like this?
Figured she'd get into it. She said you wanted to
I
talk to
know, yeah.
her. You'll get the gist of it.
You have any questions you want to ask? We were asking about the house, her age, how
Okay.
she passed.
Okay.
Any other good
The president?
The president's a good one.
Who
So, I
the-
mean, who the president, with the
was.
pallbearer.
Okay.
He was a pallbearer at her funeral. I mean, you could cherry pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could cherry pick off the questions I gave them. That's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, he carried her grave, or carried her coffin to her grave.
Oh, okay.
It's a big deal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And where did she, where's her grave?
Yeah,
Where's
the
her grave at? Yeah. Good job, you.
Where's your grave?
Eliza, we were wondering where your grave is located.
Your.
Eliza.
I heard yeah. Mama, I'm scared.
No, there's nothing to be scared of. Honey, this is... Here, can I explain something? The way to look it up? These... Oh, what... I thought she said easy. Like, or like, it's okay. Here's the thing. Ghosts, they're just people like we were that passed away, and they just want to talk. So there's nothing to be scared of. It's not anybody who's going to hurt you. It's nothing scary. Eliza, who was the president? Eliza, who was the president when you passed away that carried you? I heard he carried your body. Can you say the name of the president a little clearer? Is there anything you want to tell us, Eliza, before we go? Anything you would like us to know? You can hear better than me. That's what you heard?
335.
335?
335.
330. What is 335? What does 335 mean? What?
4. Only 4.
Oh, I heard what? You heard 4 on that one? What are those numbers for?
Past 8.
Huh?
Past 8.
Past 8?
4. November, I don't know.
4.
Something.
And what else did you say? 8?
4. 3. 45. That's it. We have 4. Is there anything else you want to tell us before?
Eliza, we hope that you're good on the other side. If there is anything else you want to tell us, let us know. Do you want me to hold this one up? Is there anybody else here? Is Charles here? Are there any soldiers here that have passed away?
But then I got invited by Cabin.
We're just looking for some validation on who's here. So if you can tell us by name who's here.
Who is here with us? Who is here with us?
if you could just give us a name, that would help. You could let us know your name. My name is Lindsay, and this is Adeline. We got.
So he told us that 345 was 4. We don't know what that means.
So 45.
345. Is that what you said?
Just like I told Travis. Let's go ahead and put that on mute for just a
Okay.
second.
Yeah.
So your spirit boxes are slowed down. So it's going to pick up words before and after the things that we actually need. So
Okay.
345, I'm going to throw away the 3 and take the 45.
Okay.
The reason why is I told you guys to ask like how old she was when she got married to Charles. Well, Charles was 45. So the 45 is significant here. So, yeah.
okay.
See how I kind of look at those pieces?
Yeah, cool.
and
Okay.
It's really about like what do we have going on here?
Right.
And like we have a name, we have Johnson that Travis heard, but I just don't know what the relevance of it is.
Okay.
So you guys heard 345, so I'm gonna take it. That's a plus 1. Again, your spirit box is the most accurate.
Okay.
So you don't get as much, but did you hear anything else?
What?
Yeah, we did hear what very clear. Yeah, yes, but I
Very
know we
vague
don't want to
stuff,
do
yeah.
trying to get more information. Who's here? We're getting names. So yeah, of course. I'm gonna need it.
All right, you guys have fun.
All right, thank you.
What president? Are you the president here with us? It said no. So,
Eliza, what's your last name? Who is this? What's your last name?
can you please tell us what your last name?
Or your first name? Just something so we know who you are? No, I'm not really getting anything. Are you seeing any stick figures? Like, look around here besides, like, the people. We can check to see if there's anything you see.
What is that?
Is that the... I don't know. Go back real quick.
That looks like a president.
Is that the tree? Maybe point it over a little and see if... Yeah, I think it picks up. Go back real quick. I think it's picking up the trees.
Yeah, probably.
Is there anyone else here that wants to say anything to us?
It would very help what your name is and who you are.
Yeah, it'd be very helpful. We know that you were alive before, you possibly lived here. And we just want to say hi and find out who's here. Is there anything that you need, anything we can do to help?
Well, maybe you shouldn't even go here. Maybe it's from the farm.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that you want to say before we go?
It would very help if you say something. It says hi.
Did you just want to say hi?
Lurking in the shadows. All right, camera people, go ahead and hit the stops on your cameras. And soldier and warning. So 6474. You guys should do that again.
Mommy, I have to go to the
Soldier and what? Warning. That's interesting. Maybe they're talking to you directly, huh? Chris, anything? Nothing?
Hey, can you just...
sure it's still spinning.
It's too much radio. Slow it
Able to
down.
hold it for another.
No, it's as slow as it goes.
I'll ask him and see if there's somewhere we can
No, we
stop
don't want to do that. We want the radio chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it stopped going again. Yeah, you want that radio chatter to come through. If you hear a song, let me know. Travis, no other words came out of yours besides soldier and warning?
Well, as soon as I walked out through here, that's what as soon as I got in this alleyway, that's what I got.
Okay.
On the way here, like when we passed the hotel, I got Hotel California,
Okay.
whatever, which is kind of funny. But other than that, it was like songs.
Okay. Yeah, and if you hear songs, if it's the lyric that you hear, tell us what the lyric is, not the artist. Because again, our 17 and 1800s ghosts don't know who the hell Aerosmith is, kind of thing. So with the cameras, let's get these puppies back up and running. Were you running the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it's okay. We'll stop them in between the next spaces. So with yours, when you boot it back up again, there's the button, the tallest one, when it like says the SD card
Did
is
you
red.
want to trade? Do you want this and mommy can have that?
Tap that, and then go right back to it.
You do better because we can understand them better.
Yeah, so with this location, Sam, we'll start off with you. You're looking for an 8 or an above. The lamppost will give off up to a 7. So
I
we'll
just
make
need
sure
to
it's
buy
legit.
the flip
But again, we're going to start things up and we're
What?
going to see
I'm
what actually
kinda
happens
scared.
with the space.
With that?
Cameras, you want to keep them
Do
going
you not
one
want
way or the other down the
Only if
alleyway.
we buy
When that
new
tour comes up this way, because they have to, we'll split the seats and let them pass you guys' attention cameras to the ground. Hopefully you guys see the point on that. But normally, I mean, the nice thing about that specific camera is you can just grab it by that top handle and literally just have it at your side.
Okay.
And still get a nice view in case a ghost is walking
Right.
towards us.
Okay.
Did she show you where the record button was on there?
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
On the back. There's only one button on the back. Perfect. All right, so welcome to Philadelphia Alley. So this location, every ghost tour comes down here. There's over 300 ghost tours in Charleston. We all come here. I was going to take it out of my route, but this guy follows me around. Oh, perfect. There. The reason why we're here is because we're going to tell the same story just in a different light because you're ghost hunting. You're not on the campfire marshmallow ghost tour like we are. This used to be called Jewelers Alley. This is where some of the jewels used to be in the city of Charleston. So we'll let them pass before I continue on. So we're not on the track. After this space, we're calling up the swap box battery on the next location.
Mom, please let me just take a really quick shower because the amount of hairspray I have in right now is insane.
Yeah, well, you did a great job.
I sprayed it in after every scene. Like, that is not
That's going to be on everybody's audio, just so you guys know. Everybody knows how much hairspray she has in her hair. Alright, so here's what happens down here. Obviously, we're going to talk about a specific duel because we can prove that it actually happened. A doctor moves down here from Rhode Island. His name is Dr. Joseph Brown Ladd. If the song Brown Eyed Girl shows up for the spirit boxes while we're here, it's not coincidence, it's part of his name. We get it all the time. Anyway, Dr. Ladd moves here because he's supposed to get married. His fiancee Amanda just inherited a lot of money from her dead parents, and she has an attorney helping her out with all of the cash. Well, the attorney thinks that Dr. Ladd is just after Amanda's money. So he tells Amanda, get rid of the doctor. So he comes here to Charleston to prove that he's not. On his way into town, he had a coachman. The coachman set him up to be robbed and killed. So it's like having a really bad Uber driver in today's world. Sorry for those of you that are taking an Uber home, and I ruined that for you. Anyway, moving on. So somebody was walking by and seeing what was about to happen to this newcomer. The somebody walking by, his name was Ralph Isaacs. Do Ralph's initials sound familiar to anything else I've said since we've been here? Where's the doctor from? Rhode Island. We were getting RI on regular spirit boxes all the time, so I bought another device that acts like a digital Ouija board. I broke that device a few weeks ago by accident. I was trying to fix it and made it worse. But at the same time, it gives us letters whenever there's an EMF spike. I'm getting named Sam's device comes up all the time. I don't know why I'm getting your two names like mixed up. But anyway, so it only shows up with Ralph's name. That's how that would work. So now we know it was relevant to Ralph. Moving on.
49.2.
Right when your phone was
Oh,
nearby?
yeah, probably. I have to extend my parking.
Oh. But yeah, that's why you had your 49.2. Demo.
Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. Don't apologize. You saw it. Wow. I'll pop it right back in. Should be set. There we go. Give that a minute. Tap the on button for the camera portion too. It's on the end of the camera. Anyway, Ralph tells this doctor, hey man, I know this guy, the coachman. He's going to try to kill you, man. come with me. I got friends at 59 Church Street. You can rent a room from them. You'll be safe. Well, Doc took him up on that offer. They became friends, and the longer the doctor's here, the more money he's making, proving his point. He's not after Amanda's money. He's making his own. His medical practice is here. He's doing pretty well. Amanda got wind of this. She's moving down from Rhode Island so they could be married, and Dr. Ladd became known as the Whistling Doctor. This is why I hate the story. Every haunted city you will ever visit is going to have a cliched whistling ghost. We all have one. This one just happens to be a doctor. So, I told you we were going to use a new device out here, didn't I? Hang on. Hold, please. I totally forgot about that until Chris whistled. So thanks, Chris. No, you did a good thing. We're going to use a crazy voice recorder down here to see if we can get those whistles. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put them over top of Idoline's ears to see if she can hear any whistles in the background. You're going to hear everything. So if a frog goes by, you're going to hear him fart. So, back to the story as I set this guy up. Yeah, this thing is crazy, by the way. Like, it literally can hear everything. Every ghost tour comes down here and tells their guests to listen for the whistles. We do have 3 cameras running, and we're about to have this crazy voice recorder running. Alright, put those headphones on slowly. Flip them upside down for you. Here, let me help you out. Go ahead and let go. Put them on that way. Put them over your ears. You know, you're probably not used to those kind of headphones. Can you hear everything in there? Pretty
Do you
crazy.
need to move your hat at all to have it over your
Oh,
ears?
trust me, she can hear it.
She can hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to hold this. There you go. And you're going to let us know if you hear any whistles in the background that are not Chris, because he's going to try to fool you, okay?
Hey, baseline.
Yeah, that thing
Remember
is
that.
super intense.
Not there.
I do listen to that recording, by the way, from start to finish, and it's not something I spot check. So I do listen to it entirely. Anyway, moving on. So why are we here talking about a happy doctor inside of Dueler's Alley? By the way, only some of the duels occurred here because it was illegal in the 1700s. This was a hiding spot. Anyway, so Dr. Ladd and Ralph go see plays together, but they can't sit next to each other because the doctor makes more money. That's the hierarchy of Charleston. Doctor got better seats. So on the way home, they saw a play, and they're walking home talking about the new actress, and they're arguing over her because Doc thought she was great and Ralph didn't. The argument turns into Ralph insulting the doctor's fiance, Amanda, back home in Rhode Island, and it got really ugly between the two of them. They went their separate ways. But the next day, Ralph went to his friends at the newspaper and placed an ad in the paper telling the whole city of Charleston what he thought of the doctor. Kind of a, you're a disgrace to society kind of shit. Well, Doc saw that ad, but rebutted with, let's go to Dueler's Alley. We're going to settle this, and somebody's going to die. All this over an actress, by the way. I just like to point it out on how dumb stuff was back in the 1700s. Some people say that we still have dumb arguments like that even today. But moving on, the two gentlemen came down here back to back. They took their suitcases away from each other, and they turned, and Doc points his gun in the air, shot his one shot. We did not want to kill his friend. He just needed the courage and bravery to show up. But Ralph has his one bullet. Anybody want to guess where that one bullet went? We're out on the dock.
Him?
Right in his face.
Went into his kneecap. Yeah, ouch is right. So Doc didn't die. He fell to the ground, and Ralph proved his point. He's not willing to kill his friend either, but he's still pissed off. So Doc's friends picked him up, took him home to 59 Church Street. He died 10 days later, November 2nd of 1786, after refusing medical treatment. Let me point out 2 things about the last thing I just said. It is 1786. Gunshot wounds are a lot different back then than what we know now. Secondly, he is a doctor. He probably just thought he had lead poisoning and tried to bleed it out himself, but failed, because obviously he died. So, like I said, every ghost story tells you to listen for the whistles. If you're going to try this on your own with a voice recorder, when I can't take you all the way through here, we're going to get to that why in just a minute. But just remember, every local knows the story. Anybody walking up and down Cumberland Street or Queen Street, we all throw a whistle down the alley. The same thing Chris has been kind of trying to pull us all. There he goes again. Just remember, if you do get something in the background, more than likely, it might be somebody on either one of those streets. I can't even drive by this alley without throwing the whistle down. It's just something we do. So let's talk about how I got thrown out of here. This is the fun part of the story for all you adults. So, the alley didn't go all the way through the way we came in. There used to be a wall up there, about halfway between us and Cumberland Street. The reason why is because this is where they kept all of the livestock for the city of Charleston. It had to be penned in. It was called Cow Alley. We're going further back in time from Dueler's Alley. So, cows, goats, and chickens are down here. Why am I telling you this? They started building the alley down by Queen Street and worked their way this way over the hundreds of years of what you're standing on now. Those bricks are older, obviously. Those are sun-dried bricks from slave children. There's a full handprint in one of those bricks down there from a slave child, and And I used to take my groups down there to show them how far we've come from slavery. It was a history lesson. There's nothing paranormal about that brick. November 26th of 2020, my entire group of 10 stopped and huddled around that damn brick, waiting for something to happen with the gear I gave them. Nothing's happening. I know nothing's going to happen. I'm trying to shoo them along because we're also standing outside the dining room window of the beautiful mansion at the end of the alley. I was trying to be respectful. I didn't realize we were out of bounds for tours. I was still new to this. So, we moved on, and by the way, that guy came out screaming, and my daughter was on the tour that night. She thought it was hysterical that Dad was getting yelled at right in front of her. She was all about it. The next day was Thanksgiving. I don't tour on holidays. The reason why, I used to work for Walmart, upper management. You guys fight over towels on Thanksgiving. I am scarred for life. I don't work holidays anymore. So, yeah, that's a good chuckle. Moving on with that, the next day I called my partner and I told him what happened. He's laughing at me too because he already got the complaint, and he says you're going to have to figure it out. You're not allowed to go down that far. It was residential, and he hung up the phone. So I told my group that night, because I'm sold out again, it's Black Friday. And I said, guys, I don't believe in the next story because I'm into vampires, not pirates. I would normally tell you about a pirate story next, but we can't go into that more either. With that said, if I tell you that we're going to be discussing pirates, who's the first pirate you think of? Blackbeard. Right. Somebody heard the name Anne coming out of a spirit box. I didn't tell them that we were going to be discussing Anne Bonny, the female pirate. So, we get around the corner. I told them what I did know about pirates in Charleston, which wasn't much because it's not my thing. And somebody else heard the number 300. I didn't know what it meant. I did the research the next morning. Turns out we were there on November 28th of 2020. Anne Bonny's trial for piracy was November 28th of 1720. We were there on the exact 300th anniversary of her pirate time. We had quite a few other things that happened that night, but that was probably the most significant. So I was actually kind of pissed off. The reason being, I actually have a master's degree in creative writing and several other bachelor degrees in other types of writing. I need facts and data, especially when I'm doing my paranormal work. I don't like facts, like the myths and legends kind of lore. Problem with pirate stories, none of them were written at the time that Blackbeard and Anne Bonny were roaming around. They were written about 100 years after. So whenever you guys found something, I had to read like 5 textbooks to try to verify it. It was a lot of extra work, and it used to be like the grand finale story for me. We just can't go in there anymore because they rezoned the city. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be testing out a new story when we get up there. We're going to be doing a crazy experiment, looking for any kind of crazy orbs moving around, and I'll tell you what's going on up there once we get up there. And I'll have to change out his battery because I'm sure it's dying, if it hasn't already. Okay. People with spirit boxes listening, have you guys heard anything? Chris, Travis, anything?
I got it turned down.
Okay, I know most people focus on me while we're here, but sometimes you guys will, listen in with one ear or something. So, Chris, you got nothing while we've been here? Any other readings besides your crazy 49 that we debunked?
No.
Okay.
And my parking is extended, guys.
Still not on.
What's this? Found a bathroom.
We are going to be near another bar when we go up around the corner, so we can take a pause if you guys, anybody else.
Pretty sure that's what it said. Yeah, go to the bar.
Go to the bar. Got it. And that'll give me a chance to fix this camera. So we will get things from Dr. Ladd up and around the corner because we're literally going over, like, through this courtyard, like when we go up and around the corner. We're not going up this way, but you can see where we're going to be from here. So just an interesting. There we go. Right back on again, like no problem. Like nothing ever happened. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, there it is. We're back. Oh,
And we're back. Like quick commercial breaks.
Maybe I'll turn it this way.
I think it's just because it's cold. The flare is like really the only one that gets super finicky in the weather like this. All right, good deal. Let's get around the corner so Chris can use the restroom. Anybody else need to go?
This one.
All right. So I'll collect some gear when. Oh, let's stop your recording.
Should I stop this one too, or keep the camera
No, you
on?
stop that one. Yeah, let's put a stop to it. Yeah, when we're walking, we don't want to.
Right.
If you get any numbers at all over here, that's 2.5. You should be getting here. We've gotten all the way up to like an 11 here, so things can't happen. What we got in there? See how it's picking up on the headstone? That's what it's picking up. See the shoulders?
Right here.
You can put that right up here. You could set it up here so that way, there you go. That way you're not getting the bars. And those 3 points are from the leaves that you're picking up. Why are we hearing that?
Huh?
Why are we hearing that?
Huh?
We shouldn't be hearing that. It should be coming through your headphones.
It is.
But we're hearing it out of there too. Is it plugged in all the way?
Oh, yeah.
Super weird. There you go. I'm like, we shouldn't be hearing that.
Chris is like, I don't hear nothing.
Hello.
See, I'll look at to see what this is right over here. It looks like another headstone, but when I'm in there,
I hear you.
No, you're not supposed to be hearing me.
I hear you. I'm right here.
The whole plan is to ask questions.
I'll just wait till we blindfold them.
You gotta do it with David.
What's that?
I want to do it with someone who's gonna know how to do this group.
Well, there's only going to
Look
be
at that.
one person from each party involved.
Oh, then I'll do it. You don't get to do it.
Yeah, we'll let
You're
Sam.
getting ready to
I'm the most
make sure it's all the way in.
into this. There you got a two-shifter footy. No, move on down. Move on down.
I got Sally and Richard. And Richard. Like different times.
I don't know for certain.
Been the what? Oh, owner. Oh, that's. Are you seeing anything? Do you want to do this with mommy? We can go all the way down to the. Did you? That was weird.
I was like, hey. Mom, stop leaving. Keep leaving.
Tell me if you hear anything. Sally, how old were you when you passed away? $42? What? Bonnie, how old were you when you passed away? What did that say?
Fast.
Did you pass away fast? Can you make anything out? It's hard. Sally, what's your last name?
Richard.
It said Richard again, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sally, what's your last name?
Hanther.
Hanford?
Hanther.
Huh?
Hanther.
Hanther?
It said lose. Lucy. Lucy.
Lose or Lucy?
It's Lucy.
Lucy?
Lucy.
I don't know who Lucy is, but I'm going to hopefully find out.
Sally, what's your last name? Can you tell us your last name?
Richard.
I keep hearing Richard too. Are we by like a grave of a Richard or something?
Mommy,
There's somebody else. What?
you keep leaving me.
No, we're going this way.
You keep leaving.
Oh, I'm
I don't
sorry.
like it.
Do you want this?
No.
Here, let's. Can you give us some other names?
Of who's in your family?
That's a good one. Can you try walking down a little bit more with this?
No.
Just right here. I got you. Richard again.
I heard you guys started again, and I wrote
Three
down Lucy.
times though.
3 times?
Yeah, 3 times we've heard Richard. And
And
it's all
Lucy.
like right around there too when we were like.
I wrote
standing
down
there.
Lucy already, so I got that one. I think you're better at that than anybody else here.
Better than me. What did you think the last names she said? Because we were asking what her last name was.
Jamie?
No, didn't you say like Hanford or Hanford? Or
It
that's
starts
something-
with a J.
Oh.
The J. I don't know. I haven't even found her last name yet. Again, don't know if this is an old wives' tale or not. But the fact that I had a Sally come through that way, I have to dive into it at least for a year and give it, a good go. So,
Yeah. No, Richard, but that's the one that we keep getting, huh? Richard, what's your last name? Richard, if you're here with us, can you tell us your last name? We can't. Happy? You're happy? Richard, can you tell us your last name so we know who you are? Huh?
I don't like it. I want to go home.
Okay, honey.
I don't like it.
Are you scared? There's nothing to be scared of. You don't like the cemetery? You want to come over here? You want to listen to this? No.
Getting good at that after all. Anything else weird coming up?
Happy was, we heard happy.
It's almost a good sign. Most of the time we get kind of like get out of here.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
we're trying to get a last name, and I couldn't really get anything for Richard.
Yeah, let's hit the stop button on your end. I got a finger.
Well, I'm sorry.